thoughts. All right, I'm gonna start out with Craig on this one. All right, we always do. So we did the beginning, the mid, and the end. So I'm gonna start with Craig. Then I'm gonna go Joe, then Mo. Just because Mo, me and you have the same team. All right, so Craig, what is your final season grade for your team? And what direction would you like your team to go in? And the third one is what expectations do you have? What do you want your team record to be next year?
Man. I guess they were right around where I picked them to be, like 4-12, 5-11. So
Yeah.
I'll probably give them like a C minus.
Okay.
Um, I mean, out of the out of the 11 losses they had, 8 of them they were 8 points or less. Mm-hmm. So they were in pretty much every game. And they did it without Christian McCaffrey. They did it without a quarterback because I don't consider Teddy Bridgewater a quarterback. I'm sorry, he shouldn't be there. The defense is a young defense. They lost some players in the offseason last year. Offensive line was coming together. The running back Mike Davis, he wasn't. I mean, he was solid for starting pretty much every game without CMC there. So I probably give him like a C minus. The last game of the season really left a sour taste in my mouth, but they got blown out. Like they weren't even trying to play. They weren't even competitive, and that's a loss obviously to a division team, the Saints, who I really don't like. So that was bad in itself. But I mean, the season was a lost cause, so I mean, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But it was just a bad look. But just they kind of met my expectations. Like I said, it was just a disappointing way to go through the season without your best player. And I think they could have done the same thing with Cam Newton. Probably like they weren't going to go anywhere, so they didn't really need to pay Teddy Bridgewater, who sucks. He should not be there. He's not a starting quarterback. I'm sorry. Like every game, it seems like he's turning the ball over or he fumbles the ball. They might recover it, that's fine, but he fumbles the ball like every game. And I mean, as a starting quarterback, I know the offensive line is not the best, but you have to make plays somehow. Throw the ball away, do something, feel the pressure. You know the pressure's coming. You cannot fumble the ball like every game, a couple times a game. 15 touchdowns and 11 picks. That's unacceptable. Like you have 3 really good wide receivers on your team, at least 2 really good wide receivers, and another one who can do. He can run and he can pass. Or he run and he can catch. In Samuel, like it's embarrassing, man. And as far as where I want to see this team go, I really want to see him get rid of Teddy Bridgewater. Like it's.
Would you mind it if they drafted a quarterback and he was like the bridge? Would you like him to see him do that?
I mean, ain't no other choice. He has to be the bridge now. I mean, because he's getting paid 3 years, $60 million.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wasted the money on. Anyway, so it's just a waste of time, waste of money on Teddy Bridgewater. He's not a starter. They saw what he did down in New Orleans, and they took it as okay. He can do that here. When New Orleans is a much better team, offensive line is much better. They have Michael Thomas, who's a really good wide receiver. I don't think their receiving core all as a whole is better because they have 1 wide receiver versus 3 for the most part. The running back is pretty much the same, and their running back was healthy last year. The running back is not healthy this year, so they can't even check down. Mike Davis is not a really good pass. He's a solid pass catching running back, but he's no Christian McCaffrey. So I would like to see them get rid of him next year, and hopefully in the draft and in the offseason, they can work on trying to resurrect the defense a little bit because they could not sack anybody. They were like bottom 5 in the league in sacks. So they need to get some defensive linemen, put pressure on the quarterback on the other team. Obviously, the secondary's decent, it's solid. The linebackers they're okay. Like it seems like when they want to play defense, they'll step up and play defense. The whole team, and then when they don't want to play defense, they're just not. Like they're just uninterested. So, hopefully they can step because they were able to shut out Detroit, but then they gave up 33 to like 46 to the Bucks. I know they're the Bucks, but still, like show up at least a couple times a game. Show up, and it's like they couldn't beat anybody. I think they were out of their 5 wins, they were none of them were against above 500 teams. None of them. So they pretty much beat bums basically. So as far as next year, and where I want to see them at, I think they'll probably be around the same. And depending on what moves they make in the off season, which I don't think it's going to be any or many. 4-12, 5-11 again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll pull a Washington football team and surpass expectations because I don't think nobody had them winning the division or at least going 7 wins. So I think maybe if they try hard enough and they get CMC back and maybe they can win like 6 or 7 games. I doubt it, but I'm going with another 4-12. I really wish they had tanked for Trevor Lawrence.
You did say that. He was saying that all year too. He was saying that.
I don't like. I didn't want them to tank. Like I don't believe in teams tanking, I guess. But I mean, when Trevor Lawrence is out there, you gotta do what you gotta do. But